Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB, Macon, and WDDO 980 AM, Perry, Macon.
The views expressed on this program are not necessarily the views of the Glory 980 AM, the Glory Media Group, LLC, WDDO AM, its staff, management, or advertisers, but are the views and opinions of the participants of the broadcast.
Welcome to Backpage. Backpage, a new program that speaks to community-felt issues and topics, discussions and solutions through both subjective Christian and spiritual interventions. Backpage is an open forum. And now, Backpage. Backpage with Reverend Gregory Jackson.
Well, good morning and good morning. Listen to me. Good evening, good evening, good evening. It's another Wednesday night in the city, and you've joined with me here on Backpage on the Glory 107.9 on your FM dial, 980 on your AM dial, as well as a host of other social media outlets here. Streaming live on Facebook, and I do say live, that way you can see a picture of us, you can see a picture of me, you can see me talking as I'm talking, and hopefully not walking as I'm walking, but you can join in here on Backpage on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, Periscope Live, LinkedIn Live, Instagram Live, and any other kind of way you want to be. Long as you're live, that's all that matters when you're here on Backpage. You also can join in on www live streaming, www.wddo.live. You can join in there, as well as if you're using an Android device, you can go to the Google Play Store and you can download the Glory app, which will give you a lot of access not only to Backpage, which is where I want you to be, but it'll also give you access to all the other wonderful things media here at the Glory 107.9. As well as other shows, other broadcast programs, as well as music. You got Drive Time in the morning and High Praise at noon. Lots of stuff to keep you busy. On Tuesday, you got the call, and shortly before my show come on, you had Commissioner Elaine Lucas on. So she's on every Wednesday as well, too. So, again, I missed one. I forgot about the Apple folks. Anyone who is using an Apple device, you can also go to the Apple App Store and download the Glory app as well. And once you're on there, it'll give you that same access. But always look for Backpage, save it, and then you'll have it in there so you won't miss any one of the shows, won't miss nothing that's going on, and it'll posture you for good things. We've had some good things. I'm waiting for my guest to arrive. I guess he had a busy day. Dr. SUDHIR ATHNI is supposed to join me again tonight, where we're going to talk about dementia, and we're going to talk about Alzheimer's disease, which is something that affects all of us at one time or another through family or friends or those that we love. But to give some insight on that, as well as some educational lessons in those topics as well. So hopefully he'll join us here shortly. Again, Dr. SUDHIR ATHNI will join in with us. He's of the Neurology Center of Central Georgia, Neurology of Central Georgia, as well as he is the regional MS Center as well for this area, regional MS Center. So Dr. ATHNI is a great person, great friend, great physician, and he has done so much to help take care of people, period. So look forward to having him join me in as soon as he is able to arrive. Other than that, just some general housekeeping for you. You know, I always try to promote my brother and his endeavors. Reverend Kendall C. Wright, the actualizer of Intellectual Training and Development. I always try to promote him and what he does because it's so effective, such a great thing. Intellectual Training and Development, he is the president and CEO, and he is the most recent author of, as I've been promoting over and over again, Leadership Soul, 21 Soulful Leadership Lessons from Motown Hits. This brother is dynamic. He's ahead of his time, and he's a pace setter. So I would recommend that you get this book, Leadership Soul, 21 Soulful Lessons from Motown Hits, from Amazon. If you go into Amazon and just type Leadership Soul, or if you If you want to be more direct, you can actually call him direct and get a book from him. His number, or you can talk to the brother. He's very approachable, uh, very easy to talk to, and can give you a lot of insight, not just in his leadership training, but he can give you a lot of insight into life as well. He is a ordained pastor as well. So you can also reach him at www.entelechycan.com, www.entelechycan.com. And again, this book is dynamic. It always leaves you asking that question that if you let me back up for a minute. It always gives you some leeway to buy one for those that you love that are aspiring to be leaders, because it help guide them, whether it's a pastor, whether it's a businessman, whether it's a family member, whatever. It help guide you through what it is to be a leader. And it always gives you back the question to ask: if you and your colleagues, your friends, your peers were better leaders, what else would get better? Can you imagine that? Especially in these days and times, what it would be to have enhanced leadership skills. So check the book out, check him out. Again, Leadership Soul, 21 Soulful Leadership Lessons from Motown Hits, available on Amazon. It was an Amazon bestseller, and it still remains high on the list. Quite a desired book for your library, for your reference. So check it out. Again, his phone number is 513-368-5323, 513-368-5323, or you can reach him at www.entelechycan.com, ENTELECHYCAN.com. So we got that out of the way. Some little housekeeping. I always lean towards the Divine Nine to get them to go purchase a book too. Support your own. He's a member of the greatest fraternity in the world, beyond any shadow of a doubt, the Phi Beta Sigma Fraternity Incorporated, the only fraternity that has a constitutionally bound sisterhood, Zeta Phi Beta. So all the Divine Nine, reach in and get a copy of this book, Leadership Soul, from the Actualizer, Reverend Kendall C. Wright. Checking that out. We're moving on today. The weather has gotten nice. It's not as hot as it has been. The evenings are cool, which is quite nice too. If you're able to sit out, and enjoy some of the weather, it's always a good thing too. It's this time of year that life just gets even better, if you will. So I got my poster up behind me. I kind of left it open, so I'm gonna see if I can scoot over to the side so you can see the poster a little bit. It's a nice poster. There we go. I guess changing the light made it so you could see it better. Maybe me moving out of the way. Just a little too much light, I guess. But anyway, matter of fact, I'm gonna stand up because I want to see if I can get rid of some of this light because it's too much. It's too much. Let's see here. There we go. I like that. Almost pulled my microphone off, but that way you can see my poster behind me. Those who are on, you can see my big wall unit posters up beneath Glory. So as the show goes on, the show must go on. Dr. Athney, where are you? He must have got tied up in his office with a little bit of time and all. So as I'm doing that, hello to my dear sister, Pastor Overseer Mabel Randall. I see you're on here as always with me. I appreciate you being here as and support. Plus, it's always good to see or hear from you as well. I pray that your retreat went well. We had to talk about that, and you had to give me some little insight about how your retreat went and what how things went on that retreat, and all the interesting nuggets that I'm sure that you brought back with you and the ladies, and the good time that you had in Helen, Georgia. So that's a good thing. Everything's flowing good. I'm gonna look here and see if I can make a subtle phone call right quick to see where Dr. Athney is, and try to find out where he's at. What's going on? Well, I guess I don't have that number on this phone, so I guess it's got to wait and see where he's at. That's all I can do. But it's a good evening. I hope all of you are doing well. And as usual, I tell you, this is you say your trip was wonderful. I imagine it really was a wonderful experience, as it is when and the clergywomen are able to get away and share and refresh and become more powerful in what you do and for the Lord. So again, as the night goes on, what I'd like for you to do is feel free to call in. This is an open forum. I do it for you. Like, I guess like Burger King, I do it your way. No, I don't do it your way. I do it for you. How about that? Let's change that a little bit. So that's a good thing as well. So again, waiting for Dr. Athney to come in and join us. And I'm not going to be anxious for nothing, but I'm trying to figure out where he is at. So as we go on, let me do what I like to do. In these times, I just want to share something with you as we're waiting. And if he's not able to make it, we'll just go ahead and do something else. But I really hope he's here, because all of our trailers, all of our news, all of our things put out that he would be here to join us, and that's part of that commitment. He should be here with me as well. So just want to remind you, in these times, these troubling times that we're going through with. Not being able to wait a lot for things. Our patience has grown short with the world and worldly things. Our patience has grown short with our environment, and our patience has grown short, unfortunately, with God. We have pushed ourselves to a stage where we are self-demanding that we want God to show up and do what he wants, what we want him to do right now. And it doesn't just work like that. It doesn't work like that at all. So I just you want to use as a reminder for you that waiting on the Lord requires patient trust. And it also means that waiting means that we give God the benefit of the doubt that he knows what he's doing. He does not need our help. If he needs our help, he'll ask for it. He'll direct us. Not ask for it, but he'll direct us to what he wants us to do. We need to accept that he is God and he knows exactly what he's doing. Waiting is God's way of seeing if we will trust him before we move forward. Sometimes we jump out and take steps before we should, because we think that's what man wants us to do, and man includes us. We think that's what we should be doing, but we need to learn how to wait, because God's saying, if you trust me, almost like saying, if you keep my commandments, if you trust me, wait on me. And then after I show up and do what I need to do, then we can move forward. You can go forward. Waiting on God also reminds us that God is in control. And with that too, it also tells us over and over again that we're not in charge. You're not in charge of nothing. You're in charge of the little things that you can handle. And other than that, that's it. And if it reminds you that you're not in charge, that God's in charge, what's the biggest thing it reminds you of? It reminds you that you are not God. So chew on that for a little bit. How about that? Two more things, and then I want to get back onto what my plans is for the evening. I'm still waiting on Dr. Athney to show up. Waiting on the Lord allows God to do his work. Why do we want to rush him when he's in charge and he's able to do what he wants to, what he wants to do and what he needs to do? We don't need to rush him. We need to allow him to do his work at his own time and his perfect timing. God's timing is always best, and God is working. He's working through his timing. And finally, waiting on God increases our strength. I would say my strength, but that reminds me of a song. That reminds me of a song that waiting on God. Oh my goodness, I got something started tonight, I think. Waiting on God reminds me that it increases my strength, because I feel all of my help coming from the Lord. That's biblical too, so you can count on that. Again, it's 14 minutes after the hour here on The Glory, 107.9. You're listening to Back Page with me, Reverend Gregory Jackson. And again, we're waiting for I keep repeating that because I'm hoping he's listening and on his way. We're waiting for our guest to come in, Dr. SUDHIR ATHNI, neurologist of the Neurology of Central Georgia and the Regional MS Center of this area as well. It's regional. Regional means it's quite broad, quite out there. So waiting on him, being patient. This guy is fantastic with all of his history and everything that he is included in. So let's do this. I have a penchant for playing something special for you sometimes from time to time, and I think I'm going to do that even now. Let's see. Let's see here. I'm going to do this. I want you to listen to this song. And while some might not like it, that's okay. Because this song is powerful within itself. And it'll just give you something to set the pace for your evening. And then we'll go ahead and talk about a few things. Might do a recap of what we talked about last week about neurological diseases. And then we'll maybe talk about a little something else. But I want to give this to you. I want to share this with you tonight as well. I play songs from different up and coming artists. Let me do a quick pause right quick because I see my other sister has joined in. Sister Moselle, I see you're here with me this evening. Good evening to you. Good evening to anyone that you have shared this with. As you just joined in, we're waiting for Dr. ATHNI to arrive. I believe his day must have got bogged down just a little bit. We're waiting for him to arrive. So we can talk about our subject tonight was supposed to be, is going to be dementia. We're going to talk about dementia, and we're going to also talk about Alzheimer's disease, things that have affected all of us at some point or another by family members, friends, those we love, those that we have come across in our walk. So want to talk about that. This health series. It's okay to see about yourself. It's about helping preserve you and helping to put you in a position to where you can have better life as well. Any questions you want, if you're on Facebook Live, you can message them and they'll show up in front of me. You can also email me at backpage2018 at windstream.net. That's all one word, windstream.net. Well, Windstream is one word. But again, backpage, BACKPAGE 2018 at Windstream, WINDSTREAM.net. That'll get you in. You can ask questions as well. And as always, if you choose to be a sponsor for any part of the show, you can do it through Cash App, $Backpage 2018. Again, that's just to any part of sponsoring the show to keep it running, keep it going, and even extend it. That's my plan, is to extend the show here in the next month or so. I might even wait till the new year to do it, but I want to continue the health series as well as everything else. Good evening to you too, Miss Todd. I see you jumped in here with me as I'm running my mouth. Good evening to you as well, Miss Cynthia Todd of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated. Want to expand the show and make sure I always include something for health on, as well as some direct ministry work as well, because we all need that. We all need encouragement. I know my brother Steve Bryant, he just jumped in here from Alexandria, Virginia again. Good to see you. Was up your way some time ago in Fairfax, and had a good chance to visit some family, and as well as stop by Randy's restaurant. Oh my goodness, in Fairfax, over by the Fairfax Mall. But those things, again, you can contact me like you guys are doing right now. I'm hoping Dr. ATHNI arrives here soon, because I'm really excited about talking about dementia and Alzheimer's with you, our listeners. Let's do this. As again, I said, you can shoot me a message here on Facebook or backpage2018 at windstream.net. And the Cash App for sponsors is $backpage2018. So here we are again. Let's go ahead and do this. Let me play a little something for you. As I said, I like to play what I call up-and-coming artists. The next biggest authors that you will see will be, you'll hear them, you'll see them, and you just remember that you heard these authors first, these artists first. My mouse is not working. I don't know if my mouse needs a battery or what's wrong with my mouse. Maybe the mouse got out the cage. I don't know where the mouse is. So, I don't know. There it is. Well, no, the mouse is not working. Mouse, come back here. I think it needs some batteries. Oh, here it is. It's not. This is not. I think the batteries must be low. I don't know what's going on with this. Touch the screen. I did it. I don't like doing that. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. What's really going on? Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. So, okay, so let's do this. I'm gonna play this song for you. I want you to think about this song. Think about the words of the song. The artist that's singing this song puts a little bit of everything that she has into the music that she sings. Uh, Part of a wonderful team of praise singers, and eventually soon, I'll probably let the cat out the bag, but one day soon you'll hear a CD, you'll hear an album from this artist. So remember, again, you heard it first on Backpage on the Glory 107.9. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. And let this song. No, I don't care where you are, what you're doing. Let this song minister to you a little bit. I've probably played it before, a different version of it, but this is a fresh one. So I want you to listen to this song, and maybe it'll give you some, for those who are struggling with waiting. And I know there's some of you who are struggling with waiting and being patient and understanding that God is still in control. So I want you to listen to this song and understand that who He is and who He can be in your life if you just allow Him to. So again, you're listening to this song. The song is called The Lamb of God. You're listening to it again first on Backpage on the Glory 107.9.
Your only Son, no sin to hide, but you have sent Him from your side to walk upon this guilty Son and to become the Lamb of God. Your gift of love they crucified. They laughed and scorned Him till He died. The humble King they made a fraud and sacrificed the Lamb of God. Oh, Lamb of God, sweet Lamb of God, I love the holy Lamb of God. Oh, wash me in His precious blood. My Jesus Christ, the Lamb of God. I was so lost, I should have died, but you have brought me to your side to be led by your Lamb of God. Oh, Lamb of God.
Now, if that doesn't do something to you,
Lamb of God.
then we need to think about doing something else. Can you hear the words? Can you hear what it's saying to you as it's reaching out to you? I need to stop talking so you can hear all the words to it and the melody.
My Jesus Christ, my Jesus Christ, thank you, my Jesus Christ, the Lamb of God.
Yes, yes, yes. The Lamb of God. The Lamb of God. That's enough right there to bring you some excitement and to make you feel a little bit better as well. So please to call. Send a call out and waiting to hear back from Dr. Athney. Again, you're listening to Back Page on the Glory. 107.9 FN. I apologize. I have to apologize for this latest 626 in the evening. I apologize because something has happened and he is not here yet. Still hoping he's able to get in. We have a lot to cover tonight. Just got to figure out what happened, what's going on. So we can see. Matter of fact, let me just do this right quick. Bear with me for a minute, and we'll go ahead and get back into the program. I think that's a good way to go. Yes, indeed. So while we're doing that, if it's an open forum. So if you want to call in, those who were able to listen last week, why don't you give me a call? Tell me what you thought while we're waiting here. I'm about to play something else for you in a minute, and then we're gonna get into talking. We're gonna do a recap. But if you listened in last week, give me a call 478-250-1444, and let me know what you thought about what Dr. Anthony had to say last week. Last week we had him on. Give me a call. Let me know what you think about the information we gave on Parkinson's, and we started talking about dementia, and we talked about strokes a little bit. I want to talk about strokes a little bit more as well, because that's something that affects us as well in increasing numbers. Medications, treatments, post-treatments, if you have after having a stroke, what have you, and the effects that it has on your neurological system as well. So feel free to call in. I'd like for you to call in, talk to me about that or whatever else on your mind while I go to the next step. 478-250-1444. Don't be scared. Call in. Only thing I ask is if you call in, turn your device down. You don't need to hear yourself because it gives a lot of feedback to the station where we're not able to weed out the echoes and all the extra noise that we hear from you having your phone so you can hear yourself talk. You can always go back and listen to yourself on Facebook or YouTube or Instagram and those other ones. But give me a call here, 478-250-1444, 478-250-1444. Give me a call. AJ will route the number to me, and I'll be able to talk to you directly. So let's do that. Feel free to give a call in while I pull up one more song for you. Then we're going to talk. We're going to do a recap, and we're going to talk about a few other things too. 478-250-1444 will put you in touch with me on Backpage. And don't be scared to call. Give me a shout. I'll pause for a few minutes to see if we're going to get a caller or not, and I hope somebody calls in. Hope your week has been good. Things have been just the middle of the week already. It's hump day, I guess they call it. So we can see where we're going. The week is coming to an end fast. So yeah, I'm just sending a message right quick. There we go. See if I get a response. Okay, I sent that. So I sent that. So let's do this. I'm gonna go ahead and do another. Y'all gotta stop being scared to call. I see all those names. I know a couple who will not call because they just don't like talking on the air and hearing their voice. But I'm gonna play one more, and then we'll go ahead and get talking. I love this other song, and I might just cut up a little bit period today because that's someone here. And again, to all the listeners who were waiting for Dr. Athens, we sent out quite a advertising trailer to have you listen in tonight. And if for some reason he doesn't get here in the next 10 minutes, then I'll reschedule him for next week, and we'll bring Dr. Athens back in next week. So we got a fine schedule. We have a cardiologist, we have a dermatologist, we have a pain management specialist coming in. We've got oh, good. Brother Brian's coming home for Thanksgiving. That'll be a good thing. Maybe you can come by the station when you get home. That'd be good to see if you're here on a Wednesday. It'd be good to see you come by and say hello. Put a grip and grin, as we used to say, in your travel. So be good to see you coming back to your home area. So I'll give you a few minutes of airtime. Come sit in on the station for about 5 or 10 minutes and share some of your experience of being in Alexandria. It was a wonderful place when I lived there and stationed in that area, and in the greater DMV, as we call it, in the greater DC area, Northern Virginia. So right along that Route 1/4 from Fort Belvoir on up into Alexandria and on up into the city. Again, you listen to the back page on the Glory 107.9. Going to send this little song to you, and then we're going to go ahead and get started. Again, I keep delaying deliberately, hoping to have an arrival for Dr. Athens. But in the meantime and in between time, let me give you this song. This song is not CeCe Winans. It is sung by another artist. So, and it's one of my favorite songs. So I'm gonna play it again for you, and then we're gonna go ahead. I got that, and I got a melody that I really, really like. That a group of ladies, a praise team, sung with their musician, their minister of music. Just wonderful songs that I really like a lot. And this one, the second one, is really relevant to all of you as well. I don't mind waiting, but right now I want to play this one. This is it's a beautiful song. The words, the meaning of this song, and what it does says quite a bit. Listen to it with me, and feel free to give me a call afterwards. I want you to talk to me. Don't be scared to talk. I get starting off a little rough, but let's go ahead and get it in, because you will love this song. And again, it's recorded live. It's not CeCe Winans, but in my opinion, this one sounds better than CeCe Winans. So. And you'll recognize this song. The song is titled My Alabaster Box, here on the Glory 107.9.
The room was still as she made her way to Jesus. She stumbled, the tears that made her blind. She felt such pain. Some spoke in anger. Heard folks whisper, there's no place here for your mind. Yet still she came through the shame that flushed her face, until at last she knelt before his feet. Though she spoke no words, everything she said was so. As she poured her love for her master, from her box of alabaster. Don't be angry if I wash your feet with my tears and I with my hair. You weren't there the night you found me. You did not feel what I felt when you got this loving arms around me. You don't know the cost of the oil in my alabaster. I can't forget the way I used to be. I was a prisoner to the sin that had me bound. I spent my days, poured my life without measure into a little treasure of mine I found. Until the day when Jesus came to me and healed my soul with the wonder of His touch. So now giving back to Him all the praise He's worthy of. I've been forgiven. That's why I love Him so much. My praise on Him, my Lord, from Mary's alabaster box. Don't be angry if I wash your feet with my tears and I dry them with my hair. When I did Calvary, did I feel what I felt when you wrapped His loving arms around me? You don't know the cost of the oil. Oh, no, you don't know the cost of my praise. You don't know the cost of the oil in my
All right. I know that might have moved some of you. I'm still waiting for somebody to give me a call. Y'all got to stop being scared and reach in and call. Let me know what's going on. We're waiting for, again, they were reading a text message I got here. Yeah. Okay, so hope you enjoyed that. I'm gonna let's just skip around for just a minute. I sent a message out. I don't know what's going on with Dr. Athney. Don't know where he's at. That's very unlike him. And that's I said, like an emergency must have come up. That's very unlike him not to follow through for something like that. So again, you listen to the back page on the Glory 107.9 FM 980 AM and the host of social media outlets. Give me a call. Let's talk. AJ will route the number and you call in to me. If you call 478-250-1444, I'm trying to limit my responses, my questions, my answers to the neurological, because I want him to be able to answer those for you with more exacting. I can answer some, but I don't want to take that responsibility for you. But we talked about, with Dr. Athens, we talked about, uh, if we want to use the big word for it, we talked about last week, we talked about neurodegenerative disorders, neurodegenerative. If I was in church, I'd say, y'all say that with me. No, I wouldn't, because I don't like saying that. Neurodegenerative disorders. And those things are neurodegenerative disorders. The specialists behind those neurologists, they they um, they diagnose and treat diseases such, and these are common diseases that you are very familiar with. Dr. Athney and other neurologists. I say him though, because he's the best one I know. They treat diseases such as Parkinson's disease, um, amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, that's Lou Gehrig's disease, ALS, um, Huntington's disease that break down motor neurons, resulting in debilitating and life-threatening syndrome. So if you talk about neurological diseases, and for layman's terms, for most people they call nervous system diseases. And we know the nervous system makes up parts of the nervous system is the brain and the spinal cord, the nerves, and all those that are associated with that. And together, the brain, the spinal cord, and those nerves make up the nervous system. And if you think about them, it's almost like a super highway, like a super highway. And together, the brain, the spinal cord, and all those nerve endings and nerve pathways, together they control all the workings of our bodies, all the workers of our bodies. When something goes wrong with a part of our nervous system, we can have, and they affect such a big part, because the nervous system, think about it now, the nervous system again encompasses your brain, your spinal cord, and all the nerves in your body. When something goes wrong with a part of your nervous system, you can actually have trouble with movement, with speaking, swallowing, breathing, or learning. And you can also have problems. This is a big one that we're all very familiar with. It can also have problems with your memory, your senses, or your mood. Think about those, and think about family members or even yourself. If any of those things have started to affect you and you're not really sure, that means you need to go see a neurologist and let them do a workup on you. Again, it's the brain, the spinal cord, and all the nerves that make up the nervous system. And again, when something goes wrong with parts of your nervous system, you can have those trouble. And they can be life threatening too. When you can't move a certain way, when you're speaking, you're swallowing, you're breathing, you're learning all those things. And the sad part about it is when it starts affecting the memory and the senses and the mood of those that we love. If you've ever seen someone with dementia, Alzheimer's, or Parkinson's, and see their decline, it's really disheartening. It's really sad that to see them go through those steps and know that it's not really a cure, but there's ways to try to put off the effect of the diseases that affect us. And there are more than, if we think about it, if we did a lot of research, there are more than 600 neurological diseases. And if we focus more on the major types of those diseases, we could look at the genes that are caused, the diseases that are caused by faulty diseases such as Huntington's disease and muscular dystrophy. Problems with the nervous system develop, such as spina bifida, part of the spinal cord is outside the body. Degenerative diseases where nerve cells are damaged and die. And here's the ones where we face more in our daily life as well that we know of. Such as Parkinson's disease, again, and Alzheimer's disease. I was reading a message from Sister Moselle, and she's right. He's a doctor, and they do have emergencies. So, I of all people, I know that. So, he's no doubt facing some kind of emergency that came up in him. No doubt he will also call me later in the evening, I'm sure, and let me know what was going on. So thank you for that. Thank you for understanding. And just to the listeners, because it's getting late. It's about quarter till about 16 minutes before the hour 7. So it's almost too late for him to be on the show. If he runs in, it wouldn't cover much. So just be prepared to come back and listen again next week. I'll have Dr. Athney for sure. I'll get a commitment for him to be here next week, and I just had to push back the cardiologist that would be in. So I got a cardiologist, I got a dermatologist, I got quite a few other docs coming in to answer questions for you and to help cover. So please don't feel bad or hold it against me. Don't blame it on the heart. Just blame it on life situations, because emergencies do happen. And that's my guess right now. It's the only reason why he would not be here, because that's not the kind of person he is. Those degenerative diseases we're talking about were muscles or cells damage or dies, Parkinson's and Alzheimer's. And if you have any family members who's been affected with Parkinson's or Alzheimer's disease, a lot of times it's almost in a humorous way, but not really. I guess it's really humorous. People mistakenly cause Alzheimer's disease old timers disease, and it's not old timers disease. It's actually Alzheimer's, ALZHEIMERS disease. And then we have the other ones we move to. We see a lot here as well. Diseases of the blood vessels, the vascular part of the body, where you have diseases that affect your vasculature of your body, where the blood flows, such as your brain. If you think about it another way, you think about the same thing for a heart. Heart attack is caused by a decrease or blockage of blood flow. So the same thing for a stroke. Blood vessels supply to the brain are disrupted for some reason or another, and hence resulting in a stroke. And very important when you recognize a stroke that you get help for your family member, your person, or whatever as soon as possible. Because time is money, time is life in the event of a stroke. So you want to make sure you do that. We have injuries to the spinal cord and brain, whether from accidents or other types of injuries that we might encounter, blunt force trauma and what have you. You can have those as well. Let me pause for a minute. I'm looking at another question from Sister Moselle. She says, does an appointment with a neurologist have to be referred by a primary physician? That depends on your insurance. That depends on what your insurance requires. Some of your primary insurance requires that you do have a referral authorization from your primary care doctor, your PCP, your health manager, your HMO, or what have you. They require you to go first, but other insurances do not. I know in some cases, Medicare will not require you to have a referral to see a specialist. But it helps, though, because your primary doc would have a history of some of the things that's been going on with you. That's where that word continuity of care comes in, to where where that doctor has all the knowledge of what you've been going through over the years, or as long as they've been your primary care physician or provider, and they're able to share that with your neurologist, your cardiologist, your gastroenterologist, whoever you're seeing, psychiatrist, whatever it is to see. So include them in your care. A lot of insurance, check your insurance. If you're not sure of what your insurance covers, now I believe this time of year is open season for a lot of insurance brokers, insurance companies, and maybe even your insurance, because this falls period. Usually the end of October or the 1st of November into December is when you can make changes to your insurance. So look and see what you have. I would recommend, first of all, that you take a look at your insurance coverage every year and throughout the year to see what you are covered for. And that way it puts you in a position that postures you so that when it's time for open season is a period of time where you can actually go in without penalty or what have you, and make changes into your health insurance, life insurance, what have you, especially health insurance, what we're talking about as far as open season goes. So take a look through. Now is a good time, because I believe you have about 30 days, maybe 28 days left now, to where you're able to make those changes with your insurance. So go ahead and take a look and see see exactly what your insurance covers, what pathway it takes. Do I need a referral? Should I have a referral? Even though, again, I recommend that you do talk to your doc and let them be involved with it, because they have a lot of history on you, where you've been with your health. But the big thing is, see about yourself. If you think you're having these issues, be seen. If it's something that comes up in an emergent type situation, go to the emergency room or emergency department, as we call it sometimes, and get seen. Don't let something pass by that you should have been reviewed, should be taken care of. So I hope that answers that question for you. I would do that. That's what I would do. Even if my insurance didn't recommend it, I would still talk to my primary care doctor, my primary physician first, and let them know that I'm going to do that. I want to have some of my general information sent forward, and your records belong to you. And I recommend also that you always have a copy of your records when you every so often with your primary care doctor, get a copy of your records from the visits you've had from every quarter, every 3 months. Get a copy of all your records from the visits that you had, treatments, lab work, procedures, tests, whatever. Get copies of all of that and keep you a file in a fireproof box at home, because that way families too are able to know what was going on with you in case of an emergency or something. You have it right there in front of you. Brother Steve Bryan, Fort Belvoir Community Hospital. Now I'm gonna get you on that one. The largest military hospital in the world. We got a couple more now. We can't disclude. I was there in that area too. You can't disclude Landstuhl, Army Hospital over in Germany, up on the hill, as well as the combination of the National Naval Medical Center and oh my goodness. It used to be the Army Hospital. My goodness. Okay, so I'm forgetting. From Georgia Avenue in D.C. Help me out because you know what I'm talking about. But those combined became one of the largest, as well as you can't forget Wilford Hall out in San Antonio, as being some of the largest military hospitals in the world. But you can always get copies of the records, and most of the records are transferred to a storage facility in the St. Louis area. So we're going to look that up. But again, your records are available to you. I served as well, so we're going to look that up, and actually served in the medical arena. So touche. Walter Reed, that's it. Thank you. Yeah, Walter Reed and Bethesda Naval, the National Naval Medical Center. My son was born there. Is pretty, especially with the combination of Walter Reed. If you've never got to see Walter Reed Hospital, Walter Reed had, as well as Bethesda Naval, had a lot of secrets, because Walter Reed and National Naval Medical, Bethesda Naval Hospital, had a lot of secrets because the presidents and the senators and congressmen, especially the presidents, were treated there. And they had secret suites to where if there's something happened to them, they were taken to those areas, even in separate operating rooms. Walter Reed had one of the most dynamic areas for presidential health issues and surgeries and what happened. So, but that was a wonderful hospital. I hate that they shunted it, closed it down. I know it needed a lot of work, because Walter Reed had been there for a mighty, mighty long time. You're right, all the presidents. I remember at Bethesda Naval Hospital, I actually got to meet Thurgood Marshall before he passed. He came in and was seeing the doctor, and then went to the pharmacy, and he was sitting there in the pharmacy in his wheelchair, and just very cordial, very able to talk to him too. So that was a wonderful part of military life, being able to meet him, and wonderful thing. So what we're going to do, I'm running out of time. This time is going on and on. But what I want to do, I want to commit to you to have Dr. Athney in with us next week. We had a discussion on what we were going to talk about. We were going to talk about Alzheimer's. We were going to talk about not old timers. We were going to talk about Alzheimer's, and we were going to talk about as well dementia in general. So I'll talk to him tonight, and we'll find out what's going on. But I ask that you please hold on to the information that was sent out to you, that you might have seen shared. Feel free to email me at backpage2018@windstream.net, backpage2018@windstream.net, and share any questions you have in advance. That'd be real good. If you want to do that for, again, we're talking about next week for sure. We're talking about, I'm going to call Dr. Athney this evening to find out what happened, or when I'm sure he'll call me when whatever emergency is taken care of. But I want to take your question. If you got a chance before next Wednesday, email me at backpage, BACKPAGE 2018 at windstream.net, and ask any kind of questions. Send them to me, and we can discuss them on the air with Dr. Athney. Any questions about dementia, Parkinson's? Again, our focus is going to be Alzheimer's and dementia, but any of those things, stroke, dementia, Alzheimer's, MS, epilepsy, any of those things that you want to talk about, any neurological condition, send me a question, or send me to say, hey, I'd like to talk about this, and we'll include that in our discussion, because everything is pretty much written out beforehand. And then we have the okay, Brother Steve Bryant, you be safe too, and join us next week. We'll have Dr. Athney back on too, and look forward to you getting back home when times allows. You be safe up there in Alexandria, and be even safer in your travels back down to Georgia. So always good to have that brother on. He's a good brother. He always joins in with us. So you take care, Brother Brian. We look forward to talking to you next week if you can join us. And again, we'll have Dr. Athney back on next week. Let me do this, because I'm gonna go ahead and let you take out. I'm gonna beat Charlie Wilson again. I'm gonna play one more thing that I really love. It's a melody that these ladies have sung, and I know for the last weeks you've heard it several times, but we need this. We're talking about patience. We're talking about waiting. I said something in the beginning about that. Let's listen to this as it goes out, and then I'm sure AJ will give me a remote warning. Yeah, please. I saw that message that popped up. So send questions. Please send those questions, and we can include those in our actual format for next week, when Dr. Athney will be back here with us. Got a lot going on. Got cardiologists coming. Got dermatologists. Got cardiac rhythmology doctors coming. Electrophysiology doctors coming. We have psychiatry coming again. We have eye doctors coming again. A good eye doctor I've already committed to. So that's what we want to do. I want to make this about you. So I hope Charlie Wilson is not coming in. I hope Charlie Wilson is not coming in, because I really don't want him to come in. So I still got about 4 minutes left, and I want to play my own music going out. So that's good. Let me play this. I got 3 minutes. I'm gonna let you hear this, and then we'll go ahead out of here. Again, you've been listening to Backpage on the Glory 107.9 on your FM dial, 980 on your AM dial, along with a host of other social media outlets. You can go back and look at the show on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Periscope, LinkedIn. Join us again next week on Backpage. And again, we'll have Dr. SUDHIR ATHNI here with us next week. But in the meantime, and in between time, I want you to listen to this song. I hope it inspires your life for the rest of this week. Don't be in a hurry to get to what God has in store for you. Be patient. Wait for him. Wait for him. Wait for him. Yeah. And I might even speed it up, because I want to hear the last one. Let me advance it just a little bit. Posture yourself so you don't mind waiting. I talked to someone this past week about waiting, about being patient, waiting on what the Lord had in store for them. Don't you find yourself in a rush. Go ahead and wait. Thank you, Brother Brian. I always enjoyed having you here with me as well. Look forward to seeing you next week. This lady singing right now, kind of shy, but she can sing what she wants to sing. Probably down to about 1 minute, so I'm going to advance a little bit more. Yes. You need to wait. Probably got about 1 minute. There we go. I like this part right here. Yeah. Charlie Wilson got away. We're going to let this take us out of here for the evening. And AJ is going to tell me how much time I got left. Well, I guess my 2 minutes is up. We'll see you next week on Backpage.
Connecting the community through gospel. The new 107.9 FM, W300EB. Macon and WDDO 980 AM.